This week, I'm going to lead you through a full body Hatha Yoga practice. We're going to start from standing up and then slowly calm things down towards the mat. Let's get started. For this week's practice, useful props might be a block and a towel, or if you have a yoga strap, you could use a yoga strap as well, but I'm going to use a towel as my strap today. Those are the props that we need, and then we are going to start from standing up. So find your way into the mountain pose, Tadasana pose. And we're going to take a few breaths here before we start to move. So feet could be hip width apart, they could be a bit wider, and you could bend your knees, just soften your knees slightly. We'll bring one hand onto the belly, other hand onto the chest. You could close your eyes if you feel steady here. And then bring your awareness, attention to your breath. Consciously slow down your breaths in and out. Breathing in through the nose. And you could breathe out through pursed lips. A bit like breathing out through a straw, using your lips to slow down the out breath. Alternatively, if Ujjayi breath is a part of your practice, you might find the gentle Ujjayi breath as well. But give yourself a few more slower breaths in and out. Try to start your exhalations from the lower belly. So we also start to wake up that core support. Take a couple more breaths in and out here with hands on your body so you can feel those movements of your breaths. And then slowly, you could open your eyes if you had your eyes closed. Release your hands, your arms down. And then we're going to practice an active mountain pose going into the chair pose. And for this, you could now bring a block between your inner thighs. And that might help you to find that inner thigh core engagement a bit more when you have something to gently squeeze between your legs. So find your mountain pose, whether it's with a block or without a block. Bring arms next to your sides. And take a few breaths here, actively pressing down through the feet. And at the same time, actively lifting up through the arches of the feet to your inner thighs, to your pelvic floor, to your spine. As if somebody's gently lifting you up through the crown of the head. So you feel that there's that active length between your feet and the crown of the head. You're equally pressing down as you're lifting up. And here, maybe breathing a bit more to the ribs so we can keep that subtle lifting in through the lower belly. Let's take one more breath here. Feel those three corners of each foot, pressing down. And then we're going to go into a moving chair. So leave your legs, your feet where they are. As you inhale, lengthen your arms up. As you exhale, bend your knees. So you're sitting down onto your chair. If you have the block there, keep squeezing the block between the legs. Arms reach in front of you. If you need to, you can adjust your feet. Same again. As you inhale, press your feet down, reach your arms up, extending the legs. Maybe now opening the chest a bit more, so a small back bend. As you exhale, bend the knees again, reach arms in front of you. Find that chair again. Tilting forward through the pelvis, through the spine. 2 more times. As you inhale, press down through the 3 corners of your feet, reaching your back up, reaching your arms up, opening the chest. As you exhale, bend the knees, sit down into your chair. Keep weight on the heels as well as you bend the knees, so not pushing knees forward. One last time. Inhale, lifting up, reaching arms up, keeping tops of the shoulders soft. And then exhale once more. Sit down to your chair. And now we'll try to spend here roughly 3 breaths. If your shoulders feel achy, you can bring palms together in front of the chest. That releases the shoulders a bit more. But keep that whole core line engaged from your feet to your spine. Take 1 more breath in and out. And then as you inhale, lift yourself up. You can reach arms up once more. And then exhale, release the arms sideways down. You can roll the shoulders. And then we can put the block aside. Put the block somewhere next to your mat on your left hand side if possible. We're going to need that a bit later on. Come closer to the top of the mat so you have space behind you. Back in that mountain pose. We're going to step into a high lunge. We're going to step the right foot back, leaving left foot at the front, at the top of the mat. And you can adjust your feet if needed. Left knee bent, right leg either extended or slightly bent as well. That might help you to bring weight to center. Now, as you inhale, lengthen your arms up, open the chest. Exhale, cactus the arms. As you inhale, you can lift up through the chest bone. Keep your arms active, elbows reaching away from each other. Shoulder blades gently reaching towards each other. So really engaging that upper back. Palms, fingers open. Take another breath here. Keep the weight on both legs. As you inhale, reach your left hand to the back of your right thigh. Reach right arm up towards the ceiling. Twisted reverse warrior. As you inhale, reaching up. Exhale. See if you can find a bit more of a side bend, back bend. You might even look down towards the floor behind you. Keep breathing. Keep tops of the shoulders soft. Take 1 more breath here, in and out. And then as you exhale, windmill your arms down. Bring hands on each side of your left foot. And then we're going to step the right foot forward. Both feet come to the hands. Exhale, round your back into a full forward bend. Knees could stay bent or you can extend your legs. Allow your whole upper body to kind of sink down with the gravity. Take another breath here, in and out. Weight is on the heels and the balls of the feet. And then as you inhale, start to roll your back up. You could reach arms up if you want. And exhale, bring arms sideways down. We're going to go into those high lunges on the other side. So now leave your right foot at the front. Step your left foot far back. Again, finding that lunge. You can take a moment to adjust your feet. And again, make sure there's not only weight on the front leg, but also on the back leg. So bring weight to center. Then inhale, lift your back, lift your arms up, open the chest. Exhale, cactus the arms again. And as you inhale, lift up through the chest. You might find that opening from the left leg all the way up to the chest. Again, shoulder blades gently reaching towards each other. Keep your breath steady. Maybe breathing more out to the ribs, towards the chest. One more breath here. And then as you inhale, start to reach your right hand to your left thigh, left arm reaching up. Take another breath in to reach your left arm, left side open. And exhale, you might bend a bit further into a side bend, maybe even a back bend, if that feels good. Again, make sure you leave space for the breaths. You might look down to the mat behind you. It is challenging your balance. So if you feel that it's better to look out to the side, you can very well do that. And then as you inhale, lift yourself back up. And now we're going to turn towards the long side of the mat, turning our toes towards the long side of the mat. So we are in a wide-legged stance. You could take a moment to adjust the feet so you feel you're not sliding into splits. We're going to go into forward bend and then some twists. So hands around your pelvis on each side. Inhale, press feet down, lift your chest, your gaze up. As you exhale, fold forward. And now if you have the block there, you could bring your hands onto the block, or you might go all the way down, bring fingertips or even hands onto the mat. See which one feels good. So you feel that you're not pushing the forward bend too far. And we try to keep the back rather extended, so like a flat back orientation in the spine. Now first side, leave your left hand either on the block or on the mat under the chest. As you inhale, reach right arm up towards the ceiling, so you're twisting out to the left, to the right. The right arm can keep reaching up, or bring right arm behind the back. That might give you more space to twist. It might ease the right shoulder. And breathe. Long line from head to your tail. Take one more breath here. Both feet pressing down, so legs are very active. And then as you exhale, slowly release the twist. Bring hands to center, again, either on the mat or on a block, still keeping back long extended. Now we leave the right hand down, and we're going to inhale, twist out to the left. And on this side, reach the left arm up, or bring left arm behind the back. And you might make a different choice on this side. If neck gets really tense, you can look down to the mat, but still keep turning your chest. Again, keep legs active, pressing down through the feet. Take one more breath in and out. And then as you exhale, come back to center, release the twist. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, now bend down, round your back into a full forward bend. Hands could still be on the block, or you might bring hands lower down. You might even walk hands more between the feet if that feels good. You might slightly bend your knees if that feels better. Still keeping legs active. It's a big, big forward bend. Take another breath in and out. And then we're going to exhale, bend the knees quite deeply, and inhale, roll the back up, lifting up. If you want, you can reach arms up. And exhale, release the arms down. Heel toe your feet close together. And then we have 2 balancing poses for us. We're going to start with the eagle pose. And we're going to stand on the right foot first. So make yourself steady on the right foot. We're going to bend the right knee slightly and then cross the left leg, the left thigh on top and around the right thigh. You might even wrap your toes behind the right leg if that is accessible to you. I can't do it, so I'm not going to show it. I'm just going to cross that leg. Then as you inhale, open arms out to the sides. And now as you exhale, cross your right arm on top of the left and either reach for the opposite shoulder or twist your forearms, hands around each other. And then find a focus point for your gaze. You can bring your elbows to about shoulder height. Keep your spine long. You can keep lifting your head up. Take 1 more breath in and out. And then as you inhale, open the legs, open the arms, bring feet down. And you could rock a bit from one foot to the other. And it's very fine if in those kind of poses you feel the breath becomes a bit more shallow. That's fine, as long as you keep breathing. We don't need to take big, full breaths all the time. Let's try same, standing on the left leg. So now ground yourself on the left foot. Slightly bend your left knee. Again, check you still have weight on the heel as well, not just pushing onto the toes. And then we're going to cross the right leg on top or around the left leg. And we're going to focus our eyes, bring the arms in. We're going to inhale, open the arms. And on this side, we're going to exhale, cross the arms, bring left arm on top. Either reach for the opposite shoulder, or again, you can twist the forearms, reach palms together. You can bring elbows to about shoulder height. Keep your whole spine long, like you did in the mountain pose. And again, breathing here. It's very fine to be wobbly in your balancing pose. They are dynamic poses. They are not statues. Take 1 more breath in and out. And then as you inhale, open your legs, open your arms. You can bring feet down. And you can move your feet a bit, roll the shoulders. We have our second balancing pose. We're going to go into the dancer pose. I'll turn sideways for this pose. So make sure you have some room in front of you and behind you. And then we're going to, again, stand on the right leg first. And now we're going to bend the left knee, reach left hand for the foot or ankle. Or if you feel that it's challenging to reach for the foot, this is where you could use a towel or you could use a strap and bring that around the left foot. That often gives you a bit more room to reach for the foot. Let your inner thighs find each other. Draw in through the lower belly. And then once you've found your balance, inhale, reach right arm in front of you or overhead. And this can be your dancer pose. You can stay here. Or if you want to go further, inhale, exhale, start to reach forward with your upper body. At the same time, reaching very gently, pulling back with your left leg, with that lifted leg behind you. So there's one line kind of reaching, pulling forward, other line reaching back. That helps with the balance. Again, focus point for your gaze and breathe. We'll take another breath or two here, in and out, keeping the chest open. And then as you inhale, slowly come back to center. And then release your left foot down. Release arms down. You can roll the shoulders. And we're going to do same on the other side. You can use a strap, you can use a towel or not. You can make a different choice on the second side. Now we're going to stand on the left foot and then reach right hand to the right foot. Or like I said, you can use the belt, the towel to reach for the foot. Focus your eyes, focus your gaze. If you want, inhale, reach left arm forward or up. And you can stay there. Or inhale, exhale, start to reach forward. So it's actually a tilting movement from your pelvis, from that left hip. So you're tilting forward from that left hip, the whole pelvis tilting forward. Chest reaching forward, the left arm reaching forward, and right leg reaching behind you. Not necessarily lifting up, but reaching behind you. Standing leg could be bent if that gives you more space. And again, breathing here, maybe breathing more towards the chest. And then with your next in-breath, slowly, slowly start to bring yourself back up. And exhale, release your feet, release the arms, hands come down. You can roll the shoulders, move your feet. Take a couple of breaths in and out. And then slowly with your next couple of breaths, we're going to roll down. You bring hands onto your thighs. And as you exhale, bring chin to your chest. Start to slowly round your spine from the neck to upper back, to mid back, lower back, pelvis tilting forward. You might bend your knees, arriving into that full forward bend again. And then we're going to walk into downward facing dog. So walk your hands and feet apart. And here you could stretch your calves a bit. You could walk from one foot to the other. You could shake your head a bit. And then we're going to find our way all the way down onto the belly. So you could come forward to plank and then slowly lower yourself onto the belly. We have 2 locust poses. We're going to do first half locust and then full locust back bend. First, we're going to bring arms either next to the sides, or you could bring hands together behind the pelvis, interlock fingers. So first round, keep your feet, keep your legs on the mat. Press down through the front of the pelvis, draw in through the lower belly. And then inhale towards the chest as you peel the chest off the mat, reaching back through your hands and arms. You might look forward, you might look down to the mat, and we don't need to lift high up. And then a couple of breaths here, breathing towards the chest bone, towards the ribs. Take another breath here, in and out. And then as you exhale, slowly release down. You could turn one cheek on the mat. Take a couple of belly breaths, slightly deeper breaths in and out. You might gently rock the pelvis from side to side. So that was our half locust. Now we're going to do full locust. Bring your head to center. You have same options for the arms, either arms next to the sides, or you can interlock fingers behind the pelvis. Reach head away from the feet, press down through the front of the pelvis. Inhale towards the chest as you now peel chest and the fronts of the legs off the mat. And again, you might look forward if that feels good in the neck. You might look down to the mat. Keep reaching feet and head away from each other. You might slightly flex your toes. That might help to find that engagement through the feet to inner thighs. Take one more breath in and out, the whole back line engaged. And then as you exhale, slowly release down. You could now turn the other cheek onto the mat. You can breathe in and out. And then from lying down on the belly, we're going to lift up onto all fours. And from all fours into a seat. So bring yourself to sit down on the pelvis. We're going to go into the turtle forward bend. So in the turtle pose, legs are in a butterfly shape, but maybe leave a bit more space now between your hips and your feet. So it's a wider diamond shape. We could a couple of times rock from from buttock to buttock. And then we're going to take the right arm, reach right arm under the right knee. So you might need to lift the knee a bit higher up. Then same on the other side, reach left arm under the left knee. And we're going to inhale, just slightly reach forward through the head. And exhale, folding forward. If having arms under the legs does not feel good, you don't need to do it. You could do a butterfly shape, maybe hands around the feet, or hands and arms reaching forward in front of you rather than having arms under the legs. So don't force the hips, don't force the knees or shoulders. You could lean your head down. Your head might even come down onto your feet or close to the feet. And start to focus on breathing towards the back side of your body. So you could visualize the turtle shell. That's your back. Breathe into that turtle shell. So finding space on the back side between the shoulder blades, all the way down in the lower back. Take another 2 breaths in and out. Keep your head heavy, soften through the back of the neck. And then slowly, as you inhale, start to bring your back up. You might need to lift your knees up a bit so you can slide your arms out. And roll the shoulders, open the chest. We're going to stay seated and we're going to go into the cow face, arms and legs. So here, it's like bringing legs into a shoelace. First side, right leg at the bottom. And then cross your left leg on top of that right leg. You might get your knees on top of each other or not, but the idea is just to cross that left leg as far to the right side as feels comfortable for you now. And then if you have that towel or strap, bring that strap to your right hand, and we're going to reach right arm, right hand up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bend the right elbow so your right hand is now somewhere maybe between the shoulder blades or behind your neck. Then we take left arm and we start to reach left hand closer to the right hand. So I'm using the towel, I'm walking the left hand up along that towel so it comes quite close to the right hand. They're not touching, but they are quite close together. And here we're going to focus on opening the chest. That left hand might gently pull the right hand and arm down. So we might get quite a nice opening at the back of that right arm, maybe around the right shoulder. And a nice opening across the chest. So breathe towards the chest, out to the ribs. Might be a very strong pose for buttocks, around the hips, thighs. Let's take one more breath here, in and out. Still keeping your back long, so we still have that activation going on through the spine. And then as you exhale, release the left hand, release the right arm. You can bring both hands on the mat or on the floor behind you. Open the legs, keeping feet on the mat, and then swing your knees from side to side a few times. Windshield wipers. You can allow your whole pelvis to tilt. And then we'll do this cow face pose to the other side. So legs and arms in that cow face shape. Now second side, left leg under and right leg on top. Now, if you need to, you can also use blocks or some other props under the legs. I need to bring that now under the left knee. And then we're going to take the strap or the towel into the left hand. We're going to inhale, reach the left arm up, open through the chest. And then exhale, bend your left arm. So left hand comes somewhere maybe between the shoulder blades and the upper back or behind the neck. And then right hand starts to reach up behind your back towards that left hand. And again, we don't need to get the hands together. That's why the towel, the strap is a very handy tool for this pose. And once you've found your pose, keep lifting up through that left elbow. Again, that right hand can gently pull the left arm down and behind you. If there's any pain in the shoulders, don't push it. And keep breathing. Again, keeping your spine long, keeping your back active. We're not collapsing forward. Now we're going to keep lifting up. Let the pelvis sink down. So there's that heaviness, that weight around the hips. Take a couple more breaths in and out. And keep tops of the shoulders soft. I notice I start to gather some tension in the neck and the shoulders. Let's try to soften that. And then next exhalation, slowly release the right hand, release the left arm. Then you can release the legs. And now we're going to bring legs in front of us. I'll turn sideways. We're going to go into the caterpillar pose. So it's going to be a full forward bend, full seated forward bend. And here, if you want to use a strap around the feet, you can. I'll do this without. We're going to inhale, lengthen up through the back, through the arms, and then exhale, round the back into a full forward bend. And you could bring hands around the feet, ankles, onto the shins. You could bring hands onto the mat next to the legs. We're going to inhale, reach forward through the back, through the crown of the head. And exhale, fold forward again. Allow your spine to round. So it is a full forward bend, meaning it's opening for the backs of the legs, also for the back of the spine. And see if you could find that same idea here, as if you have a turtle shell in the back. So breathing towards that back side. Couple more breaths in and out, breathing towards the back of the ribs. Allowing heavy head to drop down. And then as you inhale, slowly start to roll the back up. You can walk hands back to your hips. And then we're going to go lie down on the back. So roll yourself down. If you want, you could do a few windshield wipers here. Some sideways movement might be quite nice after that quite static cow face and that full forward bend. Now we still have a bit of back bending to do. We're going to go into bridge pose and then an optional wheel, or you might choose to do 2 bridge poses. So up to you. We're going to all start with a bridge pose, checking in how we're feeling. So bring feet roughly hip width apart, heels quite close to the buttocks, arms next to the sides. Inhale down on the mat, press down through the feet and backs of the shoulders. And then as you exhale, lift your pelvis off the mat, lift your back off the mat, and press down through both feet. Press down through the backs of the shoulders. Couple of breaths here. Keep inner thighs active. And then as you exhale, slowly lower down. Control the way down. And you can do bridge again, or if you want to go for the full wheel pose, step hands next to the head, fingers pointing towards your heels, elbows pointing up towards the ceiling. We're going to lift up through the legs first and then through the upper body. Inhale on the mat. As you exhale, lift up through the legs and then pick up your upper body, finding that wheel pose. If you then find yourself in a place where you don't feel supported and you want to come back down, feel free to do that. You can always opt for the bridge pose. If you feel okay, take a couple more breaths in your wheel or in that second bridge. Pressing down through the hands, pressing down through the feet. And exhale, slowly start to bring yourself down. Bring chin to your chest, then your upper back down, back pelvis down, and then hug knees in towards the chest. And you can either keep hugging the knees or you could opt for a happy baby here. So if you want, reach hands to your feet, lift the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. And then that might give you some opening through the inner thighs, legs as well. And it might be that your lower back rolls off the mat. That is very fine. It might be a nice counter pose now for your back as well after those back bends. Take a couple more breaths in and out. Release the shoulders, the neck. And then after those couple of breaths, start to slowly release your feet down. And we're going to extend the legs all the way down onto the mat. We are heading for a banana pose. So extend your legs on the mat. Bring arms overhead. And first side, hold your right wrist with the left hand. We're going to slide feet, legs towards the left side of the mat by keeping both buttocks on the mat. You might cross your ankles one way or the other. Inhale, exhale, gently slide or pull your shoulders, your upper back towards the left side of the mat as well. Arms don't need to be straight. And once you are in that banana pose, you can soften the arms. You can even let go of your right wrist if that feels good. Soften the neck. You might look out to the left side if that feels better in the neck. And now send your breaths down and up along that right side body. So inhaling down towards the right hip and exhaling up towards the right shoulder. Take another breath in and out. And then as you exhale, slowly, slowly, come back to center. Release the arms, release the legs. For a couple of breaths, bring your arms down next to the sides. Just so your shoulders can rest a bit before we do that same to the other side. And then we're going to bring arms back overhead. Now take hold of your left wrist with the right hand. Slide your feet, your legs towards the right side of the mat. Again, keeping both buttocks down. Here as well, you might cross the ankles if you want. Inhale, exhale, slide your shoulders, arms, upper body towards the right side of the mat as well. So finding that side bend on the other side. And send your breaths down and up along the left side, along that open side. Allowing your breaths to maybe create a bit more space, extra space along that left side body. Down in the ribs. Down around the left hip. So you could inhale all the way down towards the left hip. Allow the exhalations to soften, ease off tension. Take a couple more breaths in and out here. And then after those couple of breaths, slowly release the side bend. Release the arms. Release the legs. Again, bring arms down below your shoulder height. If you need to move, you could do a few windshield wipers. You could hug the knees in if you want. Because then our next pose is going to be Shavasana pose, our final resting, relaxation pose. So when you feel ready, find your way into your resting pose. You might have your knees bent. You might open legs into a butterfly if that feels good. Or you can lengthen your legs all the way down onto the mat. If you want, you can bring one hand onto the belly, other hand somewhere on the ribs or on the chest. You can close your eyes if that feels right for you. And then bring your full awareness back to your breath. If you have been practicing your Ujjayi breath, this would be a good time to let go. Let your breath relax. If your neck feels tense, you might rock your head from side to side, softening through the neck, softening through the shoulders. And then just observe that internal flow, that subtle flow of your breaths as they slide in and out. Allow each exhalation to soften tension, release effort. Let yourself rest at the end of the practice. Also release your jaw. Check that you're not biting teeth together. You might open and close the mouth a couple of times if that helps to release the jaw. Give yourself another 5 to 10 breaths in your resting pose. And then if after your 5 to 10 breaths you feel that you'd be ready to slowly close the practice, give yourself a couple of slightly deeper, bigger breaths in and out. And start to bring some gentle movement to your hands, your feet. If you want, you could lengthen your legs and arms away from each other along the floor. And then when you feel ready, slowly roll onto one side and bring yourself up into a seat, into your own final seat. And that could be any shape, any pose of your choice, where you feel you could leave your hips, your back, your shoulders soft, where you could give yourself a few breaths in and out. If it's a part of your practice, you could bring palms together in front of the chest. And as always, at the end of the practice, most importantly, thank yourself for taking this time to look after yourself, to move your body, to flow with your breath. And I thank you very much for joining in. Namaste. Thank you.